the Monteverde Inn and Nature Preserve. It's focused on permaculture, a carbon-neutral design method that applies a certain set of principles to recharge the earth. It can be used to design a community, a home, a school, or any place of human use.
Hello, my name's Jonah. I'm the owner of Valle Escondido, Monteverde Inn, here in Monteverde, Costa Rica. We are a small hotel, a small nature preserve, 40-acre nature preserve. We have a small night tour that we do here and a little cafe. And we're also doing something here called permaculture. We have a farm called Hidden Valley Farm. And there we are introducing, working with, and learning about different sustainable design practices. The hope is that people who come to stay at Monteverde Inn or visit our cafe or visit the preserve, that they have both an intimate connection with the beautiful natural surroundings that are here. We have 4 different waterfalls that can be seen, around 4.5 kilometers of trails, and we're what's called the Pacific Slope Biological Corridor. So we have a lot of birds and trees that are just endemic to this area of Costa Rica. The hope is that people have an intimate connection with nature, remember hopefully that they're nature, that they're natural, and that they'll see some examples of sustainable design. And where they go back to in the world, hopefully they'll walk more in nature, connect more with nature, and then maybe work towards efforts of preservation or conservation or compost or Google permaculture and try and figure out a way to hopefully reduce their carbon footprint or live in a more sustainable way. So here at Monteverde Inn, at the reception there, on any given day we might have 30, 40 people checking in. Part of our introduction is that we talk about permaculture. So we have different examples right here in front of the reception. This is our Rainwater Catchment. It provides an environment for a couple different kinds of frogs, toad, and a place for children to play, interact, catch tadpoles, and it's full of water cleaning plants. And then we use it for our flush toilets in the buildings here so that we're not flushing chlorinated or fluorinated water into the hotel. We also have a solar drying room that increases the life of our towels by not running through the dryer, lowers our electricity bill, and then with that extra money we can use it for other sustainable efforts. And then we have our gray water catchment, so all of our sinks, showers, kitchen and laundry gives us right around 1,000 gallons of wastewater a day, and because we don't use any toxic cleaning substances or bleach, we actually collect that water, put it through a series of filtration terraces, and then use it for growing bananas and other vegetables for the farm or for our cafe. And then we have an example of different organic fertilizers. We use a worm compost called Permaculture. We have a compost tea that we make. And we have a different composting stations so people can experience what composting is, different methods. We have raised bed gardens that use something called hugelkultur, where we put in rotting logs of different sizes and different biomass from the forest and create a living compost that we then grow our vegetables on top of. We have 2 small aquaculture ponds where we're growing tilapia, as well as a little coffee plantation that hopefully in a few years will provide enough coffee for our hotel guests. And we have a donation program where we're working with local schools and putting in these small greenhouses that use recycled material, including 2 truck tires. We have a couple different schools that we're getting them into now. We have a full 2-week permaculture design course happening in June, and we do permaculture tours here regularly, as well as we have a class in agroforestry coming up and weekend workshop in composting. So that's part of what we're doing here at Hidden Valley Farm, Valle Escondido at Monteverde and here in Monteverde, Costa Rica.
Jonah wanted to show us around, so we headed out to the trails. They just had a crazy windstorm that knocked down an avocado tree, so his employees were out cutting it up to use the wood.
It looks so sweet.
What does it smell like?
Like avocado.
Is it a hard one?
But this huge ficus tree survived the storm. They're known for having a really interesting life cycle. A bird eats one of their fruits and then poops out the seed on top of another tree. There it grows as an epiphyte, taking moisture and nutrients from the canopy. Eventually its roots reach the ground and it appears as though it grew from the jungle floor. Because the tree it grew up on is much older, it usually dies first, which leads to a pretty cool evolutionary side effect. We can go inside it. Once the other tree dies and rots out, you're left with this hollow tunnel, and they can grow for 700 plus years. Jonah installed a series of awesome overlooks so you can check out the mountains and rivers below. I can't think of a better person to run this place. Jonah knows about everything.
Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
That's the bellbird.
Oh, that's it.
This is a wild avocado.
They chew
And so this is swallowed by the trogon, also the bellbird, and the quetzal, and a couple other birds, and they cough out the seed after they've swallowed it, and that touching of the bird's stomach, the acid of the bird's stomach, is what gives the seed the capacity to germinate. Wow. So there wouldn't be the birds if there weren't the trees, and there wouldn't be the trees if there weren't the birds.
If you're a wildlife fanatic, Costa Rica is built for you. And the Monteverde Inn has miles and miles of trails. You could spend days in here. I've barely shown you 10% of it.
It's a kite.
It's just like National Geographic in here.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
You must be thinking this place looks pricey, but guess what? 2 beds for $35, or $17.50 a person. I thought it was pretty sweet. Jonah told me I should have the vegetarian pizza for dinner, so we're heading over to the cafe. Sitting up top for this view. Jura got a burger for $7, and local beer cost $3, and my pizza cost $8. And it was pretty good, loaded with veggies. Something about this place just inspires healthy living. I can't get over this view. Incredible. After dinner, we hung out till the sun went down, and then went on the night tour. It cost $25. The cool thing about the night tour is they have special lights to help you find the creepy crawlies you might not see otherwise, like a tarantula hiding in some rocks. Pretty cool. Our guide Miguel also found a beetle that glows like a firefly.
This is the head-like click beetle. It's a click beetle, it clicks the head.
He also found us the brown bark scorpion. He had a special flashlight that made them glow this crazy neon color. He said it was because of the zinc in their exoskeleton. This is what they look like under a regular flashlight. I think I prefer the neon. Apparently, the ants never sleep. Obviously, the leafcutter ants like leaves, but army ants like to devour caterpillars. I felt bad for him, but it's the circle of life. The Costa Rican jungles are full of awesome insects. Most of them can't hurt you, but don't go sticking your hand anywhere you shouldn't. This wolf spider wouldn't kill you, but it would hurt. We also found a cute little tree frog. But the highlight of the night was the Kinkajou. We were able to get a quick glimpse of him at the top of a tree. Our guide said he hadn't seen one in over 22 years. Lucky us.
So this hike was really amazing. We had such a wonderful time. I really recommend that you go do it. It's only $25, so
Yeah,
totally
$25.
worth it. Yeah.
It's like nothing for what you do.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You totally shouldn't miss out on this. It's really, really, really a great hike.
To watch the full episode of Dirt Cheap with Chaz Bruns, click the link below.